Hello Shadowbuggers, I am Blunty and welcome to an episode of Digidirect TV that you should probably try and ignore my hair because it's doing things that I have no direct control over. Alrighty gang, on today's episode I'm going to share with you one of my secrets to getting good looking footage and still shots and stuff. It is an accessory that I've been using for some time now, and I shouldn't really be teasing you into it like this because the make and model number is probably in the title of the video, or at least the first line of the description, so you would have figured it out what I'm talking about already, and it is this. And as you can tell, it's made by Manfrotto. It does have a model number, but you can't see it because it's hidden underneath that emergency few meters of gaffer tape there. That's a pro tip I shared on my personal channel in a different video, by the way. Wrap some gaffer tape around your monopod or tripod leg so you always have a few meters handy for emergencies. But we should get back to the point of this video. It is a monopod, but it is a very, very special monopod, and it is invaluable. If you have seen me out and about in the world shooting events like conventions and expos and things like that, you will have absolutely seen me carrying this around with me, either using it right there and then, or it's sitting in my bag ready to be sprung to life and used. It is the best money I have ever spent on a camera accessory, and it is irreplaceable. If I lost this right now, I would have to go out tomorrow and buy a new one. It's just essential part of my kit that I can't do without. Let me tell you all about it. Now then, mechanically it's not too different to any other monopod, and of course it has Manfrotto's lovely quick release clamps for the extending sections, making adjustments very, very fast and easy. But it has three very special tricks that have made it such an invaluable tool for me over the years. They're all down here at the foot. Most obvious, of course, are the three flip-out feet, which each lock into place mechanically and very, very solidly with a spring-loaded and extremely durable metal locking mechanism. They've never failed on me, never flipped open accidentally, and never closed or come free from the lock accidentally under any circumstances. And right off the bat, on any surface, hard or soft or wet or dry or loose or solid, these allow much more stability and consistency than a standard monopod can. The second of the three special features is where these feet connect. It's actually an adjustable ball and socket mount, allowing you to smoothly tilt in any direction you like, and this opens up a lot of creative freedom. I use it a lot in combination with tilting the video head simultaneously for very smoothly pushing in on or pulling out from a subject. You can adjust the tension on the socket too. It can be as stiff or as loose as you like it. Haha, I tend to keep it quite tight because that also allows you to use... Oh, sorry, I'm laughing at my own stupid joke. That also allows you to use the monopod as a freestanding tripod replacement. I'll show you that in a moment. But the third of the fancy tricks performed here is that red bit. That is actually a full-on and silky smooth fluid drag panning head. Or rather panning foot, I suppose we should call it, and it allows you to get buttery smooth pans by twisting the entire shaft of the monopod. And while it's not quite as easy to do this than it is with a traditional fluid drag video tripod head, it certainly gets the job done very nicely indeed. And much smoother and much more stable than trying to do this kind of thing just by twisting a regular monopod around on its own foot. The unit also comes with a nice and very solid little 243RC Manfrotto head, which is great. It keeps things small and lightweight, but it also has a locking pin, so when you're carrying it around there's zero chance of your camera accidentally being knocked loose or something. But of course you can swap this head out with any standard tripod head you like, as there's a standard 1/4 thread on top. I sometimes swap it out for a video head with a tilt arm on it for better control. Heck, you can even mount your camera directly to the monopod itself if you don't need as much flexibility with your tilting. But most of the time I keep this little guy on here to save weight and size. And all of this adds up to an incredibly flexible and very, very useful tool. As I said in the beginning of this video, if you've ever seen me shooting at an event or a convention or expo or something in the last few years, chances are close to 100% that I was either using this wonderful thing or it was in my bag ready for me to use it. I am very, very rarely without it on that kind of shoot. It sets up in seconds, and unlike a normal tripod, which aside from the extra weight, in crowded conventions are not only clumsy and awkward to set up, but dangerous to other people walking around it. This little critter, however, sits inside its own footprint. It doesn't get in the way, it doesn't trip people over, and it doesn't make the local rent-a-cops come storming over and bitch at you about how you can't use a tripod here because of public safety concerns, mate. And as you can see, if needs be, you can use it completely freestanding too. And I've done this a lot, especially for 2-camera pieces or interviews and even the occasional time-lapse. It is what most of all makes this one of my most invaluable bits of kit. Of course, it's not as stable as a proper tripod, and I wouldn't use it freestanding when it's windy, but indoors or on calm days, it'll do a pretty great job. And it's tough too. I've been using this one for something like 3 years. It's been banged about, it's been on 4 different continents, and aside from a scratch or 2 in the paint, it still works like the day I got it. That is Manfrotto build quality, and that I love. Oh, and you want to hear the best bit? I know I've been gushing on about it, and you're sitting there thinking, oh, I probably can't afford that. It's probably $400. It's Manfrotto. It's going to be expensive. Well, it's listed on the site as just $159. $159. How can you say no? It is the best $159 I have ever spent on camera gear, and I've said that before about this thing when people come up to me and ask me about it. So there you go, gang. Have I gushed on enough about this product yet? If you are out there and own one already, drop into the comments and tell people how fantastic they are, because I've never ever met anyone who owns one of these who doesn't love it and recommend it to everybody they meet when they see you out in the world using it and go, that's a monopod with feet. What's that all about? Oh, well, let me tell you all about it. And then, you know, they go out and buy one. And I've probably sold sort of indirectly dozens upon dozens of these things just by using it out in the world, and people see me, you know, and it looks a little bit unusual for a monopod, and then you tell them about it like I just told you guys about it, and they rush out and presumably buy one of their own because they are marvelous in every sense of the word. Truly marvelous. They fill me with marvel that something like this can exist and be so useful in every single way. I've travelled, like I said, all over the world with it, and it has never ever let me down. But that is your lot for this week in DigiDirect TV. Join us on our Google Plus community page to share your shots and talk to other people sharing their shots and stuff and get some advice and feedback. Subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already to get all these episodes delivered to you if and when the YouTube subscription works the way subscription systems should work. And of course, you can email me directly if you have a product you want me to look at in one of these episodes. But that is your lot for this week, and I am out of here. Anybody remember that old TV show, My Favourite Martian? I called it in reruns when I was but a child. Ooh-wee-oo.